The foundations of rock music are in rock and roll, which originated in the United States during the late 1940s and early 1950s, and quickly spread to much of the rest of the world. Its immediate origins lay in a melding of various black music genres of the time, including rhythm and blues and desert musical, with country and western. In 1951, Cleveland, Ohio disco jockey Alan Freed began playing rhythm and blues music for a multiracial audience, and is credited with first using the phrase rock and roll to describe the music. In 1985, Cui Jian, godfather of Chinese rock, released his first record, Left Playing Black Home. In 1986, at a Beijing concert commemorating the Year of World Peace, Cui Jian climbed onto the stage imprisoned, clothing and belt out of his latest composition, Nothing to My Name, which soon becomes one of the most popular songs in Chinese modern music history. Cui Jian participated in the first Asian Popular Music Award in London as well as in some festival in Paris. Then he released his first special album, Rock on the Road of New Long March, which was the first album in the history on Chinese rock music.
In the early days of British rock concerts, there are many audiences of different ages. For example, have children, have young and middle-aged, and even some old people. In each song before start and after the end of each, people are very excited. As a performance when people were very quiet listening to the singer sing. Right now, British rock concert audience have become the young people around the age of about 18 to 24, and the number of female more than male. In concerts, the band or the audience at the concert, whatever people are all very excited.
In 1980s, rock passed in China. A lot of rock music have a lot of prejudice. It seems connect rebellious rock, drugs, confusion, negative, and some bad things. Most rock is full of some dissatisfaction with society today, had a lofty retaliation or rebellious youngs, and just a few people watch rock and roll show. Now, everyone liked and accepted rock. People have very different views on rock, yet becomes healthy with strong idealism. Individual performance is not a negative creative rock groups. The rock slowly become a fashion kind, and more rock bands show. Western punk rock is a rock music genre that developed between 1974 and 1976 in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Rooted in garage rock and other forms of what is now known as proto-punk music, punk bands created fast, hard-edged music, typically with short songs, stripped down instrumentation and often political lyrics. rock became famous in China around 1994 to 1996. First Chinese punker He Yang, and was succeeded by new metal. They called New Sound of China. Folk rock is a musical genre combining elements of folk music and rock music. In its earliest and narrowest sense, the term refers to a genre that arose in the United States and the UK around the mid-1960s. The genre was pioneered by the Los Angeles band The Byrds, who began playing traditional folk music and the Bob Dylan material with rock instrumentation, in a style heavily influenced by the Beatles and other British bands. We are the children are the Lennons of Dylan's of China, stripping our layers of slate green and heavy prolific synthesis to play simple yet powerful aesthetic sets to anyone who's willing to lend an ear. These unpolished raw talents have been leading a new musical culture revolution, roaming the art house bars under the radar, slipping past the watchful eye of the Chinese government. Heavy metal is a genre of rock music that developed in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Largely in the United Kingdom and in the United States, with roots in blues rock and psychedelic rock. The bands that created heavy metal developed a thick, massive sound, characterized by heavily inflated distortion, extended guitar solos, emphatic beats, and overall loudness. Heavy metal lyrics and performance styles are generally associated with masculinity. Chinese heavy metal is commonly used to describe a wide variety of forms of heavy metal music, in connection with the rock bands and the solo artists from native Chinese-speaking regions. Typically, Chinese heavy metal bands adhere to one subgenres of heavy metal, such as death metal and power metal, but commonly use Chinese-based lyric content rather than English.